Good evening. Can we all take our seats and silence our phone? We're about to start. Thank you. Got a lively crew here. Oh, good evening and welcome. We're here for a celebration. We're here for the City of Coral Springs Seat 2 swearing-in ceremony. Most particularly, that'd be for Commissioner Sean Serra. Sean, welcome. I want to give a special welcome to you and your lovely family that are here. I'm John Hearn, for those that don't know, the city attorney of this great city. This seat, a little inside baseball, this seat's the most important seat to me because it's right next to me. I would like to first recognize our hardworking commission that's here. We have Mayor Scott Brook, Vice Mayor Joy Carter, Commissioner Josh Simmons, and Larry Vignola's in Orlando, but he called and sent his regards and personally thanked you, I know. On behalf of the city manager, Mike Goodrum, and the city manager's office, on behalf of the city attorney's office, all the directors, and all the hardworking volunteers and employees of the city to make this city so great, welcome to all of you. We're fortunate to have so many elected officials from all over that I'd like to recognize now. Judge Peter Weinstein and his wife Barbara are here. County Commissioner Mike Udine. Mike. And Beth Talabisco, who's the Director of Public Outreach for Mike's office. Welcome. We're happy to welcome Mayor Christine Lanchowski here from Parkland. Vice Mayor Ken Cutler. Commissioner Bob Mayerson, welcome. And we have former Commissioner Claudette Brooke. We're very happy to see you, Claudette. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. If so, Commissioner Maureen Burke, former Commissioner Maureen Burke. Good to see you. Hopefully I did not miss anyone else. Okay, that's the hard part actually right there. I'd like to invite Mayor Scott Brook to come up to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And after Scott, we're going to welcome Andrea Mosquera from the Coral Springs Charter School to lead us in the Star Spangled Banner.
Great, and I'm inviting Vice Mayor Joy Carter to join me in leading the pledge.
Super.
So we're going to do that from here.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Andrea?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
Thank you very much, Christine. That was wonderful. She will tell you, I did offer to do that as a duet, did I not? She turned me down. As most of you know, the city actually just completed its third election in the last 7 months. We've had a lot of transition, starting with the loss of our former mayor, and we have been building our team together. And this is the first time since October that we will now have a full squad of 5 commissioners. And I know this commission here has been talking about it and is very excited about moving forward. I have known, well, first of all, I do want to also mention that each election, there were more and more people that ran for office. And we had several talented people that ran for this office, and a talented person won in Sean. And I hope the other people that ran continue to participate in our government and continue to think about leading the city, because I thought so many of you were excellent. So I have known Sean Serra for many, many years. Our children happen to be of similar age and have gone to the same schools at times. And Sean has, as many of you know, especially who are here, dedicated so much of his time to the city and to the children of the city. He spent many years as principal at Taravella. He's coached countless teams, including coaching some of my kids, and I co-coached with him one time, and he's not the friendliest head coach, just so anyone knows. 1 year I coached. So as you can see, he's successful, and you know what people say about that. Behind every successful man is a very surprised mother-in-law. But there also is a wonderful wife, Carrie, who's staring at me right now, and a wonderful family, Kylie, Josh, who's up working in D.C. now, in my son's age, and Griffin, and your cousin Thomas here, and other family members. Sean has already met with me on several occasions. He's met with the city manager's office. He's met with each directors, and he is busy acquiring that knowledge. And one thing that Coral Springs does, which helps it be a great city, is we take that knowledge, and then together they use their wisdom to make decisions. And I think everyone knows the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. So that's what we try to do here. Basically, that's what we try to do here. Having said that, Sean, I personally am very much looking forward to working with you. This commission is, Mike Goodrum and his office is, and at this time I do know that your lovely wife, Kerry, would like to say a few words, and if you would like, then we can do the swearing in right after. If you want to bring your family up there, we can do that. So, Kerry, if you'd like to go up with everyone. Yeah. Have fun.
Hello. So I'm Carrie, and we've been married. It will be 25 years this year. I will be honest, when he told me that he wanted to run, I was not in favor. Our children are grown and leaving, and I thought, oh, you're so busy, this will be our time to reconnect. But that's just not who he is. Not the reconnect part, but the service part. At the same time that I didn't want him to run, I also knew that he was going to be a great fit for the job. For those of you that knew him at Taravella and those of you that didn't, when he served as principal, he actually created a culture there. He was there for 14 years. The students were happy. The teachers were happy. There was always an unofficial waiting list by teachers that wanted to get into Taravella. And it was because Sean treated everyone equally. He treated everyone with respect. He listened to what they had to say. And everyone was family to all of us. That's how you lead. And that's how you get things done. And it's why he's always been successful. It's people before agendas, and it's all about relationships. Since the election, we've had some people say things like, oh, you ran a great social media campaign, and that's why you won. But I'm here to tell you that is not true. Sean did have help with his campaign, and some of them were staunch Republicans, some were staunch Democrats. But one of the moments of the campaign that touched me the most was when
our friends Naomi and Mary Lou, who are typically on opposite sides of the political spectrum, were able to celebrate the fact that they were, for once, going to vote for the exact same candidate. That's what Sean does. He brings people together. He has former students and parents and teachers who believe in him. He wasn't backed by a political party. He didn't raise the most money. He didn't even get the most critical endorsements, as some people felt were necessary. But what he did have was people believing in him so strongly that they were willing to support him on a summer day. Maybe social media did help, but it's people who truly know Sean and all he stands for, that people that cared enough to send in absentee ballots, to brave a stormy Tuesday, and to come out and vote, and whose faith in Sean was strong enough that they passed their thoughts about him on to neighbors and friends to help him get elected. It's because of his own character that he won. Sean is full of integrity. He's a listener. He has the ability to admit when he's made a mistake and rectify things. He genuinely wants to help. And as our friend Naomi said, Sean unifies rather than divides. In our current political climate, for this election, so many people put party lines behind them and voted for the person that they felt was the best. And that speaks volumes to Sean. He isn't a career politician. He has no personal agenda. He's a guy with a kind heart, great ideas, and the skills to bring people together. And he is your new city commissioner.
Thank you, Carrie. Tom, you swear in Commissioner Sarah, please.
I do this with great pride on behalf of Sean's family members that could not be here this evening. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the
and of the
Charter of the City of Coral Springs,
Charter of the City of Coral Springs,
that I am duly qualified to hold office
that I am duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state
under the Constitution of the state
and the Charter of the City of Coral Springs,
and the Charter of the City of Coral Springs,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
for Commissioner Seat 2,
for Commissioner Seat 2,
upon which I am now about to enter.
upon which I am now about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
I am overwhelmed, but very humbled and appreciative of the support that I have received throughout my entire life. And Tom swearing me in is important to our family because Tom was more than a cousin to me. He was a father figure. My mother and my father moved to Coral Springs in 1991 because they wanted to leave Sea Ranch Lakes to move to the country. And as a kid that grew up down by the beach, that was really hard for me to wrap my head around. And especially when you're away at college, because they packed up all my stuff and I didn't even know they were moving until it was too late. So there was no way to talk them out of it. But I remember driving into Coral Springs for the very first time with my wife, who I have to say has been the most impactful person not only in my life from a support side, but someone that is so genuine in her approach of supporting people and really gives of herself all of the time, not only for me as her husband, but also for our kids. If people pick up the phone and say they're in crisis mode,
she drops everything, and I couldn't be prouder to be married to someone that not only do I deeply love, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for. And this November, we're going to be celebrating our 25th anniversary. And but, you know, when we pulled into my parents' home, there was like a cow pasture, and my mom was so excited. She's like, you have to see this place tomorrow when it's daylight. And I was thinking, yeah, let's do this. So we drove around, and I was just like, wow, you know, this is not down east, but this feels like a special environment. But what was really important to me was that my parents were happy. They were proud of the new home that they had secured, and they really wanted to be a part of this. My dad, without many people knowing, was a councilman in our city. And at a young age, I used to go to the meetings and listen to what was going on in our community. And, you know, he had such a deep amount of pleasure in trying to not only help people that he didn't know, but also the people that lived beside him. So in a way, I'm dedicating, well, not in a way, I'm 100% dedicating this commission 3.5 years of service to my parents, because without them, I'm not the person I am today. They were outstanding role models. They were great people. And, you know, they just would be so proud of this event, and knowing that our family name, our family integrity, and our family history will be a part of something bigger and trying to move the city forward in a very, very special way. I'm going to keep this moving because my knack is I give long speeches, but I'm going to, I have 3 amazing kids, blessed from day one with Kylie. She has done just amazing things, and she's going to be leaving here in a couple weeks to go to Bimini to work for the Shark Lab down there, and they've been a little busy lately, but she has made us very proud, a graduate of University of South Florida. Our middle child could not be here, Joshua. He graduated from Colgate University in New York, and he now works for Hilton International in D.C., and he's starting his job this week, so unfortunately he's not going to be here. But our youngest also is Griffin, and he's made us very proud. He's currently at Southern Illinois University studying business, and we're excited that he's home, but we're disappointed we got to take him back to school next week. I also wanted to mention something that, introduce someone that's been very important to me. He's been a college roommate. He is a colleague now because he works in the educational system. He was very instrumental in the campaign run, not only from the organization of the canvassing, knocking on doors, but aligning the volunteers. He was delivering signs late at night. He was delivering signs during the day, and that's Rob Bailey. So I want to thank Rob for everything he did. I also want to thank our campaign treasurer, Marcia Simmons, who's not with us. She's in New York, and then she's going on a safari in Africa, so we're super excited for her. I also wanted to say how proud I am to be a part of this commission. One of the things that really resonates with me is that you guys all took the time during the campaign run, especially when I ran late, to meet with me individually and to feel your passion for this city and to tap into your knowledge and to get to know you guys not only on a personal level, but really sensing that I could possibly be your colleague was very rewarding. And I took something from every one of those conversations, and I'm really looking forward to being the part of the team and be part of the 5. And I know that together we will accomplish great things, and we will work hard not only for the city, but to also, you know, truly represent our families in the right way. So I'm looking forward to working with the 3 of you, and I also want to thank Larry for his endless support, who's not here today. There was one individual that was going to be a part of this no matter what, and he's a high school buddy of mine, and we've known each other for 30 years, and he has it's one of those types of relationships you can go 2 years and not talk to him, and then all of a sudden you pick up the phone and he's there. And, despite what was going on in his personal life, he was, in and out with his health. But you know what? When we talked, he kind of, is like, okay, let's do this. And he's been kind of poking me to do it for years. But, when I met with him in December and just floated the idea, and then we got into the conversation in January, he really has stepped up and really, from start to finish, had a beautiful blueprint to work this out. And I want to thank Michael Ahern, who represents a lot of people in the past, for a job well done. I just want you guys to know, when we did this, it was a craziness in the sense that I was going into this with no signs, no shirts. We weren't doing no mailers. We were not knocking on doors. We weren't sending any text messages. I don't know how we were going to get elected, but that was how our meeting went the first day. And Mark, Mike and Craig and his team, Ashley and Nick, they all looked at me like I have 5 heads. They're like, this is not possible. This is not politics in 2019. But, I guess we ended up doing a lot of that stuff. But, I want to thank Craig and his team, Ashley, for all the great work. And Nick, former student at Terraville, you guys were there from day one and, gave me the Rocky speech in late May, early June. And we're all over this social media. I mean, you guys created a frenzy when it came to social media, and that was all of your efforts, and we appreciate it. And then the canvassing and getting out there and knocking on doors, just amazing. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. There's so many people that I could thank, from volunteers to people that went out of their way to do meet and greets that help with fundraising. And that was another area that we really didn't want to tackle, because my wife and I just don't feel comfortable asking people for money, but we learned quickly that that's part of the political culture. So, those that donated from large amounts to small amounts, people that volunteered, that walked, that led in any way, shape, or form, did meet and greets, just helped with signs. No matter what you did, we just really, really appreciate all of your support. And thank you, and we promised you that we would work hard and make sure that we represent. I also wanted to thank a few people that were kind of underground for me, and we kind of were late with endorsements because we weren't really touting endorsements, because we were working hard to try to get people to understand that we were trying to build a culture here with the rest of the commission. And but the last week and a half, we had fun with the endorsements. And I want to thank Claudette Brooke. Claudette, you were amazing. Every conversation we had, you were just so incredibly positive. You have done so much for this city. And I'm just so proud to have your name behind me. And I promise you I will do everything to represent this city in the highest way possible. I also want to thank former Vice Mayor Maureen Burke, who also was someone that hired me at Terraville. She was on the selection committee, and there were 16 candidates. And I really don't know how I ended up with that job, but she is someone I developed a quick relationship, and you have that same service and reputation and respect in this community, and it meant a lot to me. Also, to get the endorsement of Mayor Campbell's family was very special in so many ways, because he was a tremendous servant to this community and did so many great things. Barbara and Peter Weinstein, who opened up their house and kind of educated me on politics. There's this, I could go on and on and on, but, the BPAA, the Broward Principals Assistance Association, that was something that I felt very deeply about and really came through for me, and Lisa Maxwell, the executive director, is here. And I will tell you that the 2 years that I was at BPA, I just learned so much, and I appreciated the working relationship we had and the friendship that we grew, and I'm proud of where you guys are now. And then also the BTU. But it wasn't about that. It was about every resident. And, I just want to kind of close with a few remarks, in a sense that there were 6 people that put their name in for this. And the the memories that I have with the 6 are pretty special. And it's unfortunate that only one of us could have got elected. And I want to publicly just say, and Melissa's here, Melissa, I got to know you on the campaign run. Mad respect for you. You're a great mom. You do fantastic things within your community. And, I'm proud to have you as a friend, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Camille and Diane couldn't be here. Same type of relationship and feeling. Karim, who is someone I really got to know a great deal on the campaign trail. I was a little disappointed in our community at times of how we can easily feel that behind social media we can say whatever we want to say and try to diminish someone's character without really even knowing them. But I've learned to find that he was a really good person who has worked hard in his career and also has an amazing wife and 2 very talented young ladies that are his daughters. So mad respect to him. And then in closing, I want to applaud Randall for everything that he has done in this community. He worked tirelessly on his campaign and really had a swell of support. And I know that your vision and your ideas are going to get, implemented, either sooner than later. But I was respectfully proud to be part of that same class with you. So I started a couple of weeks ago in closing. I've got to know the city staff pretty well. We did some pretty intense trainings on some Fridays. And, I just want to thank the city staff for all that you guys have done. You guys have made this transition a lot easier. I feel like we have such an amazing base here that is second really to none. And I'm looking forward to hearing your ideas and the ways you want to move this city forward. And I want to be a very critical part along with the commission to execute that action. And I know there'll be times that we disagree, but we'll always do it respectfully and also know that we're always doing it for the better interest of all of the residents here within Coral Springs. I have to also thank all my family and friends, my Terraville community, anyone and everyone that came out. June 18th was crazy because it was raining, kind of fitting that it's raining today. I don't really know what that means. But on June 18th, when you're standing on a corner from 8 o'clock to about 4 o'clock holding a sign, and you've never done that in your life, you get to think and reflect a lot. And part of that afternoon on that corner, it was raining. And for people to drive by and honk their horns, I had people text me and want to bring me drinks. People actually getting out of the car and coming over and just saying how proud they are of me, whether I won or lost. It means something to me, and it will be never forgotten. It actually motivated me in the biggest way to move this city to the best of my ability forward, because it's not about one, it's not about two, it's about the total population of residents here. We got to represent all, and I'm really super excited about doing it. So I appreciate so many people coming out. Hopefully you guys can stick around and for some refreshments. But I want to close by saying this is something that I'm really looking forward to doing. I feel like we have a really strong commission as is. We got great city staff. In just 2 weeks, I feel that I can leave my mark here. And I promised every single one of you, especially those that supported me, that I promise you I will work hard every day. I will listen to every voice, and I will represent us in the highest level possible. And you don't get where you are today without people. And the person that really developed me, without him even knowing, was a teacher. And we always have to take time to thank people and reflect and show appreciation. And my father wanted me to be an attorney. When I called him and told him I wasn't going to be an attorney, he was really disappointed. When I told him I wanted to go in education, he was like, wow, that's great because your cousin Tom's in education and he's pretty successful. But when I told him, yeah, Tom and my other relatives, they've all been really good. But there was a teacher that impacted my life and really developed me, and that's Marty Grady, who's a resident of Coral Springs and who's also in the audience tonight. He's a big reason why I'm where I'm at. So let's enjoy the rest of it. It means a lot that you guys took the time out of your day to be here. I look forward to not only getting an opportunity to get to know you better, but really driving this city forward in the best way possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Serra. And as he told you, the program is now finished. Refreshments are in the lobby. Please stay. We love to see everybody here, and thanks for coming out. Thanks, everybody.